a Las Vegas highway becomes the scene of a deadly confrontation.
I thought it was just some road rage happening, back and forth.
Now we're getting a glimpse through newly obtained body cam video showing what happened after one driver's road rage resulted in an 11-year-old's death.
I mean,
the hole's right here. The
yeah, he rolled it. Yeah.
The hole went right there.
All right. Yeah, just go ahead and sit back there.
And the juvenile is...
What's your name?
That's Tyler.
Tyler?
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner. We've been following this case on Inside the Crime shortly after it happened just last year. If you remember, an 11-year-old boy was heading to school when another driver allegedly fired into the car. Now, before the case reaches a jury, the defense hopes that the court will reconsider lowering the suspect's first-degree murder charge.
Yeah.
The hole went right there.
He rolled down the window a little? Because look, you can see...
Yeah. I bet you if we roll the window up, the hole's like right there.
Yeah, because you can see the spatter of all that.
So how did we get here? Let's rewind just a bit. It's November 14th, 2025. We're in Henderson, Nevada, a city about 20 minutes south of Vegas. It was just after 7:30 that morning when officers with the Henderson Police Department were notified about a traffic incident on the interstate. According to reports, an officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department was already on scene and quickly learned this investigation would be more than a traffic incident.
You're killing your kid? He's dead?
Yeah, look.
Why?
No, bro.
I shot at him, bro.
You shot at him?
I didn't know. Kid in the back.
Roll medical in the unit. Hang on.
According to prosecutors, that morning, Valente Ayala was driving his stepson, 11-year-old Brandon Dominguez, to school. Valente took the highway where, of course, there were multiple other cars, including one car driven by 22-year-old Tyler Johns. The way investigators describe it is Valente and Tyler were, quote, jockeying for positions on the freeway.
I mean, it had to been through here, or unless the window rolled down.
The window was cracked.
I think the window rolled down. I think he partially rolled the window down.
So, yeah, I guess the guy must have, with the spiders, this is the bolt hanging that side.
Yeah. I want to say he maybe rolled the window down.
I think
Dude,
I'm saying the guy got out, after everything happened, the guy got out.
Dude, I barely even heard you.
Let's hear what one driver says he witnessed.
What happened?
I don't know. I literally was black. Between these two, it started like I saw it way back at Gibson.
Okay.
And they were just doing this all over, in and out, passing each other in the emergency lane. And then it got up here, and they were behind me. Then they were in front of me. I mean, it was just back and forth. And then it got here, man, and this guy was in this lane, and he comes up on this side and then hits him, and that's when it knocked him into this dude, and then that's where we are.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about whatever happened in the back seat, dude. I didn't know any of that existed until right now when we just stopped.
Okay, what car were you driving?
This is mine.
Okay,
yeah.
And then that guy was driving this
That's
car?
this one.
And then what car was this guy?
Forerunner Lexus.
Okay. And then where's this guy?
In custody.
Okay. And so, did you see any gunshots or anything like that?
I had no idea.
Okay.
I thought it was just some road rage happening,
Okay.
Officers say this escalated beyond road rage. Tyler and Valente were reportedly arguing with one another from behind the wheel. As Valente drove away, Tyler sped up to his car and allegedly fired at Valente's car, which didn't strike Valente. It hit 11-year-old Brandon. Valente is completely shocked and devastated. And as you can hear from the body cam video, Tyler admits he didn't know there was a child in the car.
So I don't know what's going on. And people are saying somebody shot. One girl wants me to arrest him. Log some plates. One is going to be 474, Tom 52. One is George King 56, Baker 1, Nevada. I'll get you more in a minute. So I don't know what's going on. But
Telling you the truth, he came up around the side, like on the merge, where what's the one that takes you northbound, eastbound over there?
Where's he going at right now?
It's in the car on the passenger side. It's on the
Come over here. I gotta figure everything out.
Yeah, no, it's 100%
Hop in.
I shot at him, dude.
Okay.
I didn't even know you had a kid in the car and stuff.
83 report you last time,
Andrew, 4 copy.
Look, I got an ambulance coming. Does anybody else have any weapons? Got stay in control. There's a kid shot in the back seat. Notify supervisors and stuff. Thanks, bro. I'm so sorry. Do you have your ID? Okay. Just.
I'm going to school.
Yeah.
I'm going to school. Why? Why?
Just take a minute when you get a chance. I'll need your ID. I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll get this all taken care of. Which car is that guy's car? This one? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay, just
the whole
hang
thing.
tight. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got tons of people coming.
Okay.
It's going to be a minute, but just be patient.
Is necessary. One shooting.
No, he's going to go to jail for murder. So when did he shoot?
Here in the.
Was he still in his car? Or did he get out?
Yeah, no. Him get out, but me, boom, let's okay.
So he got out and then shot at you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I shot him right there and get out and me shot crashing for stop, you know.
Okay. Okay. Was he on your? So after the crash is when he shot.
No, after no.
He shot and then the crash.
Crash
Okay.
in the need for stop because I don't see my kid.
Yeah.
And then it's been me truck crash for stop the car.
Okay. Yeah.
Investigators later confirmed Brandon's injury was fatal. But while Tyler's being detained, he tells officers he's hoping Brandon is okay.
How you holding up? All right. I'm just going to get your info. I'm not really going to ask you too many questions because detectives will ask you the questions. But I just got to get some basic stuff to get things ready for them. What's your last name?
Johns. Johns.
And your first name?
Tyler. Tyler.
Your date of birth time?
Is there any chance that the kid will be okay?
There's always a chance. I don't know. I've seen, after 20 years, I've seen kind of everything happen. So I won't say it's not possible. I won't say anything could happen. If you're a praying man, I would be praying a lot for him.
Did we make sure we double patted him down or searched him?
Yeah, I patted him pretty good. He said his gun was in his car, but I don't want to dig through it too much because. Let me ask him again. So where in the vehicle? You said the gun's in the vehicle?
Floorboard.
On the floorboard?
It got knocked on the floorboard. They're going to see the thing that goes up in the windshield.
Okay.
It should be right under
Okay. And it's just a black handgun?
No, it's a Canic. It's a two-tone, so it should be like camo on the top.
Hey, ding! Should be on the floorboard. The passenger side or the?
Passenger side
Yeah,
floorboard.
yeah, passenger side.
If it's not in there, then I'll have no clue.
Okay.
That's what it was when I seen the house.
Okay, yeah, it's there. Okay, like I said, I because of the nature of the incident, detectives will be coming out, so that's why I don't want to ask you too many questions, because they're going to ask you a million. I'm sorry?
Can you guys message my work and tell them that I'm not going to be there? Can I text them and just tell my boss that I won't be making it in today?
Is your phone in your pocket? Can you reach
I
it?
have my watch. I can do it on my watch. So just if I do the Google.
Can you talk with your watch that far down?
I think so.
I didn't Mirandize him yet, but he's spontaneous utterances. He's like, hey, arrest me. I shot that kid. Yeah, started his road rage.
He's got a GSW to the left side head.
That's the stepdad, not biological stepdad.
And then these two are witnesses?
Yeah, and there's the pistol is on the floorboard in the blue car.
Tyler's ultimately taken into custody. Initially, he's charged with open murder. That charge would ultimately be upgraded to first-degree murder.
Sam, just step out of the car real quick. We're gonna. No worries.
Well, this is NHP's primary on this, right?
Yeah.
That's my
This is gonna be Henderson.
Oh, a Henderson
That's the
primary?
420.
Yeah.
I do have shorts on.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. Go for it.
So being able to take my pants off.
No worries.
Copy.
Copy.
Do we got Henderson coming out of this? It's 420.
The mom's in route. The white rock range to the right.
Spread your feet.
So the black SUV and that blue car, they're both working on some sort of road rage.
You want to take my hat too?
Yeah.
This gentleman's a witness.
Okay.
And that gentleman up there is a witness.
Okay.
So
I have an undershirt on, but
okay.
that's it.
All right. Yeah, just go ahead and sit back down.
And the juvenile is in
What's your name?
That's Tyler.
Tyler? All right, Tyler.
And this is the suspect. You guys have detectives coming out, or you guys are working this yourself?
I don't know. I just.
It all just, dude, this just happened within 15 minutes. We're picking up cars for transport, so.
Okay.
I didn't Mirandize him yet, but
Okay.
he's spontaneous utterances. He's like, hey, arrest me. I shot that kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The pistol is on the floorboard in the blue car.
Okay.
And mom's en route too.
We're going to jump ahead now to November 18, 2025, when Tyler Johns appears in a Clark County courtroom. From the prosecution's perspective, Tyler didn't make a mistake. They argued the shooting was intentional.
The driver, Mr. Ayala, who was the stepdad of the victim, Brandon, who was driving the car, very specifically told detectives that he believed that the defendant was trying to shoot at him and kill him, and based off of the fact that these were two moving vehicles on the highway, that it was the speed and the velocity that ultimately had the bullet go through the back driver's side window and strike the victim. And so under a theory of transferred intent and willful, deliberate, and premeditation, the state's position is that that is also a theory of liability for first-degree murder. So if we're talking about proof evident presumption great, which is required to hold him no bail under a first-degree murder, I mean, I think there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that shows proof evident presumption great of a first-degree murder here. So, I mean, first of all, the defendant immediately walks up to officers and said, I shot at the car, arrest me, puts his hands behind his back, and I think that that's pretty telling. But in addition to that, just separate from the defendant's statements, there's three eyewitnesses in this case, one of which is Mr. Ayala, the driver of the victim vehicle. The other two are just two separate eyewitnesses who were driving down the highway at the same time, one of which was ultimately struck by the defendant's vehicle. Both of them ID the defendant as the sole occupant of that vehicle, as the driver of that vehicle. He has the firearm and the shell casing on the floorboard of the passenger side of his car. And so I think that his proof of guilt is evident. Presumption of conviction is great based on all those facts and circumstances.
But the defense would argue Valente was the aggressor on the roadway.
Now, let me just say that this is a horrible, tragic situation. And it was an accidental situation. So I don't believe this theory under child abuse or anything like that even plays a role, because there was no indication that Tyler knew that there was a child even in the backseat of the car. But going back to the facts itself, and I understand that the victim's stepfather had his statement that he gave, but it's really completely opposite for the most part in regards to actually what happened. We have an individual, and I'm talking about the other driver, who was driving on the shoulder of the freeway to get around other cars. It's 7:30 a.m. He's got a kid in the back of his car, and he is driving recklessly in the shoulder of the freeway.
A judge ordered Tyler be held without bond. The following month, Tyler Johns is back in the courtroom for a preliminary hearing, where he comes face-to-face with Valente Ayala again. Valente testifies to an interpreter. He says while taking Brandon to school on the morning of November 14th, a blue car suddenly cut in front of him. According to investigators, Tyler was reportedly the driver of the blue car.
I was on the right lane, trying to get onto the first lane of the 215. There was enough room there for me to go around him when he tried to crash me, and if I hadn't tried to avoid him, that would have caused an accident.
Okay.
At that moment, I avoid him. I am able to avoid an accident, and I still have enough distance to keep going. And after that, I'm able to merge. There were still two cars in front
When you say 2 cars in front, is that between you and the blue car?
Y cuando usted dice que había 2 carros enfrente, había 2 carros entre usted y el carro azul.
Correcto.
Correct.
Había,
When did you encounter the blue car again after that?
He, after that, he was still 2 cars behind me. And after a little while, he actually caught up with me. He actually moved into the lane number 2 when I was about to reach the exit to Stephanie.
Okay, so he's in the lane to the left of where you're driving, is that right?
Entonces él estaba en el carril a la izquierda de donde usted estaba, ¿correcto?
correcto.
Correct.
Does the blue car kind of slow down to be at the same pace as you, or are they passing you?
At that moment, at that time after that, he actually speeds up so that he can catch up with me, as I mentioned before. And at that moment, I am able, he's actually trying to travel next to me. I look at him, I turn around to look at him, and at that moment, I see that he was already pointing a gun at me.
And this is after you had rolled down the window and said some things and waved your hand, is that right?
Y eso es después de que se te había bajado la ventana y había dicho más cosas y había sacado la mano.
Sí.
Yes.
So you first see the gun, and what is the driver doing with the gun?
Y entonces usted ve la pistola por primera vez. ¿Y qué está haciendo el conductor con la pistola?
Él estaba apuntándome a mí en la cabeza porque logré mirarlo.
He was pointing it at me, at my head, because I was able to see him.
What happened after that?
At the moment, I got scared. I looked towards the front, and the worst thing happened. I heard the shot.
What did you do after you heard the shot?
At that moment, after the shot, the first thing that I did was think about the security of my son. That moment, I turned around to ask him if he was okay, and I turned towards the passenger backseat.
And at that point, did you determine whether or not Brandon was okay?
At that moment, I turned around and I saw that there was blood on the passenger side, and I figured out that there was something that was not okay, and I turned around even more, and at that moment, I saw that he was already on the floor.
Responding officers also testified during the December 2025 hearing, and some couldn't hold back their emotions describing the scene that morning.
What did you do after you placed the defendant in the patrol vehicle?
I tried to keep people calm and still calm when emotions are high. Nothing good happens. So I did the best I could to be the picture of calmness, purposeful maneuvers and statements. The next major concern for me was the stepfather. He kept wanting to go over to where the vehicle was, and I didn't know where. I suspect strongly there's a firearm somewhere, and I don't know who has it. So I was trying to communicate to him to come away from that vehicle and come over towards me more, so I can, let's just safer that way. If I recall correctly, he then laid down kind of on the ground, obviously very excited and distraught. And before he came back to me, he had opened the rear left door of his vehicle, and he was shouting something to the effect of, "Come look, come see." I can't remember the exact words, but what I was understanding and perceiving from me was that there was wanting me to see a shot person, potentially. So once he got away from the car, I decided to then, and the other 2 people that turns out they were later on as witnesses, they weren't any threat to me or anybody else. They were kind of just standing on the ground. So I cautiously went up there to peek inside the car. I was still mindful of the stepfather who's laying on the ground. I didn't want to be ambushed. These 2 witnesses were kind of keeping themselves, so I decided to approach the vehicle.
Okay, and what, if anything, did you see when you opened the vehicle?
So the door was left open
by the stepfather. As I approached the vehicle, I noticed there was somebody sitting in that rear left seat of this SUV. Can't recall the color, it was darker color. I don't get emotional at all about anything yet. I try not to think about things too much, stay professional. So my job is to be professional, not think about stuff when you're doing your job. But there's a different, I guess. But anyway, so as I approached, there was a smaller person in the seat. And I could just see I think they were in jeans, but they were seated there, so I was like, oh, I need to see what I can do. I'm not a medic of any sort, so I know some basic first aid. I can pack a wound, I can put on a tourniquet. So I walked up to there and saw that there was somebody leaning over the side. I could see blood in the car, and a little bit of other stuff. I guess we can go into detail on that. But then I walked up there, I was like, hey, I didn't say anything. I was thinking, what's going on? Hey, so I couldn't see anything. I was like, well, there's blood, was there injuries? So I got the person by their shoulders, kind of standing up to see what the injury was. And then I saw immediately that there was nothing that, for sure nothing I could do. And I strongly suspect there was nothing anybody could do because there was a gunshot wound in the head. And I've never seen anybody survive that.
While Tyler did have the opportunity to testify, he chose not to.
Mr. Johns, you understand that you have a right to testify at your preliminary hearing, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are going to take the advice of your counsel and not do that today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The judge ruled during the December 2025 hearing that the case will move forward. Fast forward to March of 2026, Tyler Johns appears inside a Clark County courtroom again. According to a report by KTNB, the state and defense were both called to the judge's bench prior to the hearing. According to a report, Tyler's defense attorney claims the judge accused his client of smiling, laughing, and saying an expletive to the victim's family. Tyler's attorney, Ryan Helmick, says the allegation was made by a member of the victim's family through a victim witness advocate. Ryan Helmick denied the allegations, telling KTNB, quote, "If he were to go out and smile to his family, who he hasn't seen in 2 months, I can understand how maybe they could have thought that would have been directed to them. I can understand that. But to take it to the level of laughing never happened. To take it to the level of cursing never happened. If he were doing what somebody is saying he did, he would have to literally turn around like this and look at the entire victim's family in the back row, which would have been the most obvious thing in the world." According to the report, the victim's family sat across the aisle behind the prosecution's table, which is on the other side of the courtroom. Ryan Helmick claims he asked the judge for proof. During that hearing, Tyler Johns' attorney argued against the first-degree murder charge. The prosecution had similar arguments like in the 2025 bond hearing. They argue the shooting was intentional, saying, quote, "If he intentionally shot at the driver in this case and he just missed because the cars were moving and he hit the back seat and killed an 11-year-old, first-degree murder. If he intentionally fired at the back window of this occupied vehicle, not knowing there was anybody in there, just meaning to scare the driver, and he killed an 11-year-old child, first-degree murder. Sorry, that's what the legislator has decided to protect our children." The judge reportedly agreed with the prosecution, meaning the first-degree murder charge will remain, at least until we see the outcome when Tyler Johns faces a jury. Online records show Tyler Johns is being held in the Clark County Detention Center. His next court date is July 14th. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Inside the Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner, and we'll see you back here tomorrow with another case.